Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be local nursery plant shopping at Pitas Planters out in Dallas, Texas. As always, please make sure you're hitting the like button for this video, as well as following me on Instagram at Grow Folds. You can see that this is a beautiful morning at Pitas Planters. I love Pitas Planters located out in Dallas, Texas, and I was able to get into the shop before they open. Pitas Planters is a place where I believe has some of the most amazing plants, and David and Pita are just awesome people. They allow us to film our plant podcast, the Cultivation Corner, and if you haven't already seen the first episode, here is a snippet of a reel of what you can potentially see for the plant podcast right here. Do you catch yourself like looking at social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, about what trending plants are there? So like say there's like a new plant release, all of a sudden you already have all of these plants.
Exactly.
But then you want to go ahead and add that variegated monstera or just some new release.
I'm much better with it now.
He has allocations. He's got an allocation.
He has the magic touch then.
Either the magic touch or
he has a
something.
poly.
He has a poly, an allocation poly. No spider mites. He doesn't
killed
really
that so
water it,
fast.
and it's in like a overlooked plants. They also have another common trait. They're cost effective.
Yeah.
The price is right for the majority of us, unless you're one of those folks that can, drop $1,000 on a variegated whatever
Wish
Wish
plant.
I could do
Plant.
that. A lot of the plants that we think are specialty plants
Yeah.
here are technically not.
And for those that tuned in to the first episode this past Monday, December 9th, really appreciate it. It was such a fun and interactive live chat, and we had almost 100 people watching our plant podcast live, so we really appreciate it. The second episode will be on Janae Simone's channel, so please make sure you are subscribed to Janae Simone's channel. It will also debut next Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We hope you guys will join it. But anyways, going back to Pitas Planters, you can see that Pitas Planters right over here is a small business. It's a business that has existed for a little bit now, and I've featured this plant shop quite often because they do bring in a lot of rare and uncommon plants. And even though the space is a little bit smaller, it is not a gigantic plant nursery by any means. They actually maximize every square inch of space at this plant shop. You can see that they've got some seasonally relevant plants. We've got some amaryllis there, and you saw that they had some bonsai with a little bit of a holiday flair about it. I also love the fact that at Pitas Planters, they have so many unique the items to purchase from, whether it is the handmade planters that Pita or Lupita makes herself. I mean, you can see right over here, look at those planters. Some of them are made from concrete, and then they also make 3D planters, which is what I will feature in just a little bit. But as you can see here, many plants to pick from, and I just love walking around this space. I actually came to this shop to pick up some plants that I bought a little while back from their Black Friday special, and they actually had a pretty good shipment today of some rare Aglaonema, which I want to feature. That's something that a lot of people don't see often, especially at a local nursery such as Pitas Planters. I mean, you can see here, they've got some unique varieties of poinsettias. So a lot of pink variegated poinsettias that we will see during this plant shopping video of mine today. And then you can see that they have some easy to care for plants and some more unique items such as those monstera bags. Really like that. And you can see this Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. This one wants to use the wall to climb up the pole. And with all of these climbing plants, as soon as it is pressed against something, it will want to climb. I mean, that's really the natural way of the plant's growth in nature. So it's always going to find a way to grow the way it's supposed to be in nature. And then again, we have some beautiful pink poinsettias here. I'm really tempted to buy more, even though for the most part, a lot of poinsettias are a little bit more challenging to grow long-term past the holiday season. And a lot of times people will grow poinsettias just as a decoration for about 2 to 3 weeks in the holiday season. Sansevieria hedgehog, one of the easiest plants to take care of. Those types of starfish looking Sansevieria are probably the easiest plants to take care of. You don't really have to water them often, and honestly, I would recommend not watering them for at least 2 to 3 weeks, if that. And you can see over here, we've got a Dieffenbachia Sublime. Now, when the Dieffenbachia Sublime, this one is for $16. It can actually $14, sorry, $14. It can actually grow into a fairly large size plant. Now, with Dieffenbachia, you want to make sure that you're providing them with quite a bit of bright light. And if you're able to boost the humidity in that area, they're going to love it. But what a beautiful morning out at Pitas Planters. I mean, you can see right over here, we do have some pet-friendly plants. So what I love about Pitas Planters is if it has a paw, it will actually show that it is a pet-friendly plant. So you can actually shop with confidence at Pitas Planters for, pet-friendly plants. This Pachira aquatica stump, which I prefer actually as compared to the braided one, is only for $14. And honestly, I should have bought this during my trip out at Pitas Planters. But it's not like I won't go to Pitas Planters next week. I frequent this location as often as possible. And truth be told, it is probably my home local nursery out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is where I am based at. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. I hope that you enjoyed this video today. You can see that Lupita has actually made a cute little 3D printed planter of a Bulbasaur. Love that a lot. And that's the thing about Pitas Planters is the planters part in their name. You can clearly see that they offer a lot of these unique and handmade planters. And for the Christmas shopping, for the holiday season, this is a place that you can get really unique planters for a Christmas gift. Like, look at this one right here. It's got a really nice stone in it. And these are, again, handmade by Lupita herself. And then you can see right here, it fits a beautiful looking Hoya. Now with Hoyas, if you're wanting to make them bloom, I read somewhere that you want to fertilize them and also increase the humidity to really get them excited to bloom. So I haven't gotten my Hoyas to bloom just yet. Maybe I should follow my own advice, but that's what I've read. And then you can see right here, look at this cute little snail planter with a Tradescanthia nanuk there. Love pink plants, and that just really fits the planter well. And that's the thing about Pitas Planters. If you want some unique and uncommon planters and plants, you should go to Pitas Planters. Like this one right here is a 3D printed planter. Look at how bold that royal blue is. Again, it also has a drainage hole and trays. Really love the look of it, and I don't mind the texture of that. And then look at this right here. This is such a cool navy blue planter. I love that woven braided texture. And normally I'm not about the braided textures or, just textures in general on planters. But when it comes to Lupita's planters, I just make an exception because they have that unique flair about it, as well as the fact that these planters are matte finishes like this one right here. Look at this unique Monstera planter. These are all made by David and Lupita. These are 3D planters. These were made in-house at the shop, and I actually looked at some of the process of it, and it is a pretty tedious process. I know that the blue one, according to David, took about a couple hours to make. So 3D printing isn't something that I'm really I guess verse at, but I find that it's interesting that a lot of people are getting into it to create some unique artistic creation. So you can see over here though, I love how the shop is just really nicely decorated, and you can see these amaryllis here. These large ones are amazing, and these are actually potted up in soil, so you can actually have them come back year after year. And you can see Pitas Planters. I could see that they've decorated the logo with some poinsettias. I love the fact that this shop is super cute, and if you want a unique experience where you can find very cost-effective plant pricing, really amazing customer service, and be able to walk away with plants like this variegated Pachira aquatica. And let me tell you this, it is the non-variegated form, and that's really uncommon to find because typically whenever you find a variegated Pachira aquatica or money tree, and this is only for $125, so that's even more cost effective typically than when you see the variegated Pachira aquatica. This one right here is just awesome because of the variegation, but also the fact that it is not grafted. Most variegated Pachira aquatica have to be grafted onto a rootstock, but this one is not. So I love that. If I had $125, I would definitely buy it. You know, according to our plant podcast, is this a want or a need? Right now it's a want, which means that is a plant that you either need to save money for. It is a wish list plant. It's a plant that you can walk away from and just buy at another time. Now, if it is a need, which for me, Aglaonemas are always going to be a need, you have to buy that plant today. Anyways, this is a Caladium Halo Beauty, and this one has several caladiums in this 6-inch planter for $24. I would love to be able to grow this long term, but this is another plant that is a little bit more challenging. And if you're going to grow this indoors long term, you're going to have to provide it with quite a bit of light and warmth, because the natural inclination is this caladium will want to go dormant. You know, caladiums go dormant in the colder months, and we are in the thick of late fall heading into early winter. At least the temperatures out in North Dallas are getting pretty cold. You know, we're in the 40s, 50s, and then overnight sometimes they'll go below freezing. So yeah, some of these plants, if you're growing them outdoors, you definitely should bring them in or cover them ASAP. Variegated strawberry begonia for $22, and this is such a cute looking plant as well. It's a pretty fast plant, and what I love about it is it actually grows vigorous and it will produce little babies for you to propagate. Begonia Harmony's Red Robin. This one is also a nice looking begonia. You know, I love the dark foliage of a lot of these begonias, and for this one right here, I figure that Rex begonias, as long as you stay on top of the watering, and if you bottom water them, they will be okay. We've got a Hoya right over here, and you can see that there is a paw sticker. That means Hoyas are actually pet friendly. So if you're looking for plants that are pet friendly, Hoyas are another one, and that's something I learned whenever I first went to Pitas Planters. But I'm just going to walk over here and just show you how beautiful the natural lighting is. And you can see that over here they have another Alocasia. This is a new addition, Alocasia nobilis. Beautiful Alocasia. It reminds me of a more narrow form of a Alocasia poly. And you can see right over here, it is for $29.99. And you can see Pitas Planters everywhere you turn. There is a unique plant. There is a plant like this Monstera Thai constellation. Look at that variegation. This one is only for $35 in a 4-inch planter. And again, with Pitas Planters, even though it is a small business, a small space, you can get all of the plants that you're looking for. I always tell, especially the local Dallas-Fort Worth plant community to shop here, because instead of going to an online shop and buying some of these rare or unique plants and paying for shipping, you can just travel to Pitas Planters and you can find different types of philodendron, hoya, just any type of plant that you would feel like you have to buy online. At least you could just buy it in person and purchase. And I love this wall. I'm rooting for you. You already know that I am rooting for Pitas Planters. What's exciting is just watching this business grow. And so for me, being able to promote this this shop via my YouTube videos and really encourage the plant foldies to shop here, I always say that this should be one of our staple places to go buy unique and rare plants. Like this philodendron golden dragon for only $22 in a 6-inch planter. Like, I am tempted to purchase that. That is such a good price for a lot of these plants. And that's the thing I want to stress for anybody that is possibly visiting the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Definitely drop by Pitas Planters. I'm sure you will find some unique plants. I mean, look at this right here. She has sourced out some rare and uncommon poinsettias. I love all the pink that she has in the shop today, and it just looks very seasonally relevant. And that's another thing I love. And I also love the fact that they have some really nice merchandising going on for such a small space. And you can see at Pitas Planters, we've got an Aglaonema Sparkling Sarah. Love that as well. And this one is only for $18 in a 5-inch planter. Now, you know, as far as Aglaonema, I would say Pitas Planters is probably the one nursery plant shop in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that is currently carrying a lot of different types of Aglaonema, especially the rare ones that we are going to be looking at in just a little bit. But you can see right here, this is an Aglaonema Spring Snow for $18. That's in a 5-inch planter. And you know, as far as those Aglaonema, again, they are easy to care for plants, low light tolerant and drought tolerant. So they're a little bit more forgiving if you don't water them nearly as frequently. Now, for the more pink varieties of Aglaonema, you want to provide it with a little bit more light for it to really get the best coloration. But I will continue to talk about Aglaonema just because it is a plant that I don't think gets the credit that it deserves. Philodendron Heteracea Rio hanging baskets for $35. I ended up purchasing one of those today just because it is a plant that, you know, it's kind of hard to source still, but you know, for that size and for that price, the price is right. And look at how gorgeous this amaryllis is. And you can see that the windows are fogging because it is a cold day out in Dallas. But to go to a plant shop early in the morning just to film before they open, I really appreciate that David and Lupita allow me to be in their space. They are some friends of mine, and like I said, again, just being able to take the time to show this plant shop or really get people excited, really get everybody all excited about the plants. That is just like plant therapy for me. That is the best way to start the day off, is to go early in the morning, to go to a small business like this and really just showcase some amazing plants. Like this Sansevieria hedgehog, like I definitely want to purchase this soon. I ended up actually getting a wish list plant of mine. It is the variegated Sansevieria starfish, and you can see right here again, Aglaonema Sparkling Sarah only for $18. And I'm telling you, plant foldies, please buy an Aglaonema. Please collect an Aglaonema. These plants are amazing. These plants are so easy to take care of, and there's so many varieties, and it's such an overlooked and underrated plant. And I'm really confused. I actually made an Instagram reel, and for those that are not following me on the Instagram, please follow me at Growfolds. That is the fastest and most direct way to connect with me. I love, you know, messaging each other with plant plant questions and just plant insights. And if you made it this far into the video, plant foldies, please make sure you are hitting the like button. It definitely helps push this video out to more plant lovers like yourself. I'm really hoping that we can get to 12,000 subscribers soon, and just to grow this community. But as you can see here, there's so many cute little pink plants. I mean, I love the fact that she's got the variegated forms. Now, I believe these poinsettias are for $16. And again, with poinsettias, you can grow them as a long-term house plant. They will lose the coloration during the after the holidays, but there is a way to push that coloration back in time for the holiday season next year. You can see she does have some larger plants, but for the most part, she's got some really good sized plants, starter plants. You know, they're about 4, 3-inch, and also 5-inch plants. But as far as just all the uniqueness that we're seeing here, Pitas Planters has it. For instance, we've got a Syngonium frosted heart, and I ended up buying one of these. These plants, this is more of like a variegated Syngonium chia pens. This one is for $20. That's not a bad price at all. And I just love the fact that she has unique plants. Again, I cannot stress enough that if you want to find like different types of unique plants that you won't typically find at a big box store, Pitas Planters is definitely the place to shop at. And you know, for the holiday season, especially if you're looking for a unique plant to give as a Christmas gift, this is definitely a shop that I would recommend. I mean, you can see she's got a lot of different types of plants, and I'm going to go ahead and keep showing you these Aglaonema. So this Aglaonema very red, which I ended up buying, is only for $15 in a self-watering planter. I ended up getting one of these and putting it in semi-hydro, lechuza pon, and also leca combination, and all of my Aglaonema are actually going into lechuza pon and leca. And then you can see right over here, it's in one of their personal planters that they made, but this is a Aglaonema ruby for $22, and I am definitely getting another Aglaonema ruby. What a beautiful plant for a 6-inch planter. And look at just the veining and the leaf texture. It's just so beautiful. And then we also have a Rhaphidophora discordia right over here. This one isn't a bad price at all. And with the Rhaphidophora discordia, in order for it to really get that that fenestration, you must put it on a pole or moss pole for it to climb up. Otherwise, it'll just give you the juvenile leaves. And then you can see right over here, we've got a beautiful large Macaulay's Finale in a 6-inch planter. And then we also have anthuriums, Anthurium magnificum. So, you know, a lot of shops will not sell anthuriums, but as you can see right here, if you are in your anthurium phase, and let's take a look at the price. That price is $75. That's actually a really good price for that. You can go to Lupitas to get it. And if you're looking for a Monstera deliciosa Oria that's grown in-house, this one is $155. This is actually a prop grown by Pita herself. You can see that there's got some really good variegation on this Monstera deliciosa. It's got about 5 leaves, so that's a really good price as well. I mean, honestly, if you're looking to give me a Christmas gift, I wouldn't mind taking a Monstera deliciosa Oria. And you know, we talk about the holiday season. Literally, it is about 12 to 11 days from Christmas Eve. The topic of conversation is, do we give plants to people that don't grow plants? And are Christmas plants or Christmas gifts great? You know, are plants, house plants, good Christmas gifts? For me, I do love any type of plant. And you know, any gift that somebody gives me, I will accept wholeheartedly. But if you know, my family were to ask me what kind of gifts I would want, honestly, I prefer big box store gift cards. You know, big box store Lowe's gift cards, especially because that'll feed my my plant addiction, my plant budget. Over here is a philodendron beneficillum splash Gordon, and actually I've been looking at this plant for quite a while. This is another one that I would buy, and it's only $65 or $35. That is not a bad price at all, again, for a variegated philodendron violin. Basically, that's essentially what it is. And you can see they've got some white princess philodendron right over here on this table, and then we have some begonia maculatas. We've got some more Aglaonema right here. I believe that is a sparkling Sarah in a beautiful planter. And we've got some philodendron ring of fires as well. Now this one right here, I think, is the last of the Mohicans. This one right here is a Alocasia Mickey Mouse. Look at how gorgeous this is. And I just love that it is a variegated form. It almost reminds me of an Alocasia Stingray. Now, I have mine growing in semi-hydro substrate in Lechuza Pond, and it's actually doing very, very well for me. You know, these plants are beautiful, but they're also challenging to grow. You need to give them a little bit more bright indirect light. Humidity is a must. And you need to stay on top of the watering, but for $20, that is not a bad price at all for that plant. And you know, the lighting in Pitas Planters is just amazing in the morning. And you can see right here, look at these poinsettias. These are variegated ones, and these are only for $16. I have two poinsettias already, and I'm really not trying to add as many poinsettias because number one, poinsettias need to stay a little bit more moist. So like they do not like to dry out completely. And then number two, they do require a little bit more light in order for them to really thrive. So as far as poinsettias, they're a little bit more of a challenging plant to grow long term. Now, Peperomia obtusifolia, this is a very durable plant. This is only for $13.50. Beautiful plant as well. One that I feel like is also overlooked and underrated. And then let's just keep walking around here. So we've got more Aglaonema. So this Aglaonema right here, I believe, is an Aglaonema Etta Rose. Even though it is also known as the Aglaonema Pink Princess, I think Etta Rose is really more fitting for that plant. And then we've got an Aglaonema Golden Papaya. And you know, as far as Aglaonemas, these are all 6-inch planters. They're only for $22, and I believe that is such a good price. You can get a Trending Tropicals Aglaonema that same price for about $19.98. But for me, if I had to choose between big box store and local nurseries, especially a small business like Pitas Planters, I would definitely choose to buy this Aglaonema here versus the big box store, because number one, these plants I believe are going to be taken care of long term more so than a big box store. And that's not anything negative to a big box store. You already know that the majority of this plant content I do is big box store plant shopping videos, but in terms of a small business like this, I already know the care that they put into these plants. There is a lot of care actually that's put into these plants. And I have to really commend, David especially and Lupita for really taking the time to take care of these plants. The watering regimen that they have, the pest preventatives that they have, you can shop at this store with confidence and know that you're going to get a very healthy plant. Whale fin Sansevieria, this is insane. Look at how large they are. These are such cute snake plants, and I already have a Sansevieria whale fin that I've been growing for years, but that is a pretty big plant. And then let me just pan away here and just show you how beautiful this shop is in this morning, this gorgeous morning right here. I filmed this Tuesday morning, and I just love it so much. Now over here you can see that we've got some more serrated philodendrons. These are the philodendron jungle boogie, and you know, I love philodendrons that are serrated like this. Beautiful plant. And then look at all of these planters that Lupita herself has created. That Bulbasaur right there on the far right is cute. And then we've got some more uncommon Hoyas as well. You can see that right here. It is another uncommon Hoya, and I haven't gotten fully into my Hoya era, even though I would say Hoyas are super forgiving and super easy. We've got a Haworthia right here in a super cute little planter. Really love that as well. And you can see that as far as Pita's like planters, she's got a beautiful color story going on. She's got a lot of pastels, got a lot of neutral colors, and I find them very modern as well. And so if you're looking for a handmade planter, definitely recommend going to Pitas Planters. Now, I would say for somebody who grows plants, planters are great Christmas gifts. Like I have this one in the gold yellow form, but I really like that minty green one she has as well. And these are planters. All of her planters actually have drainage holes. And you can see right here, Epipremnum Arium Shangri-La. So this is actually a Taruna World Japanese pothos. That was one that I am still looking to get, and it's already trailing. So I really find that interesting. And then you can see right over here, we have some more plants. That's the thing about going to Pitas Planters. I will always end up buying a plant. So, I'll go here with the intent of just filming, but there is no way I can leave without going to buy a plant from Lupita, because she sources out plants that I believe can become just needs. And I love that. I love going there as well. Now we're about to go approach the main event, and that is the rare Aglaonema that Pita has sourced out. So this is an Aglaonema pink Panama, and I have the pink sunset, but I don't have the pink Panama. This is for $35. I am going to buy one of these today. That is definitely a need. And even though this is the main event, maybe according to myself, maybe for others, they may not be into Aglaonemas, but look at how gorgeous this Aglaonema pink Panama is. Now, all of the Aglaonema I'm going to show you. If you are an Aglaonema collector or somebody that wants to start buying Aglaonemas, definitely buy them at Pitas Planters. I would say these are Aglaonema that are not really found in the US market as often unless you buy it from Etsy, or if you're going to import them. These are, Aglaonemas that are typically found in countries such as Indonesia or Thailand. And so just being able to find it in a small business like this, like Pitas Planters, is awesome. Like, look at all of that pink on this Aglaonema pink Panama for $35. And whenever I look at all of these Aglaonema, I have to just call and invite Janae Simone and Stephen at I Lift Plants. Please make sure you are subscribed to their YouTube channels. They are the other hosts on the Cultivation Corner Plant podcast. We love Aglaonemas. I love Aglaonemas, and I think anybody who watches Grow Fold's plant shopping videos should be into Aglaonemas. I mean, how do you not like plants like this? How do we not talk about these plants? And, we talk about plants becoming trending and popular. I just feel like utilizing my platform on YouTube, maybe I can help push that a little bit. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have Aglaonema, if you've grown to like it because of me talking about it pretty much at every video. I just really want to know if people have added it and how it's grown for you. I have more than 40 plus varieties of Aglaonemas, and honestly, I have another 17 to 18 Aglaonema going to reach me in the next 2.5 weeks from overseas. Now, this one, Aglaonema Orange Sombat, for $40. That is an amazing price considering if you buy this for a US seller off of Etsy, it's in the $80 price range. And the thing about these Aglaonema is these are Aglaonemas that have been growing in the United States for a pretty good while. So these plants are acclimated. These are not plants that are just brought in import, that were imported. And you can see this is an Aglaonema Orange Sombat. Now, I am definitely going to buy one of these today, and what I love about it is it's got a really nice reddish tone about it. But if you notice, this Aglaonema has rounder, more robust leaves, so that is definitely a need for me. I need to buy this plant today, and it is going home with me. But look at that morning light, and the thing about it is I will definitely buy the plant. I bought these plants actually, and we'll put them in semi-hydroponic substrates. I will put them in a combination of Lechuzapon and Leca. And then this one right here is a gorgeous Aglaonema Pink Emerald. So this one is another gorgeous Aglaonema for $40, and that is a great price. Like, honestly, some people will say that for a plant it might be pricey, but for the rare Aglaonemas, that is an amazing price because you will pay about $60 to $70 for this rare Aglaonema. But going to Lupita's Planters, you can pick up the plant and choose which one you want. Now, I already got one from Indonesia, but again, it's one of those things where any Aglaonema, I don't mind having multiples of. I don't mind having a dozen of the same Aglaonema because they're just so pretty. Like, look at that. Like, how do you not find Aglaonema, something like a plant like this, even super popular? I know that a lot of people will get into like the variegated monsteras, philodendrons, but Aglaonema, we all need this. Maybe some people aren't into the colorful plants, but how do you find a plant that's this colorful, this beautiful, this low light tolerant and drought tolerant and not want to buy it? And even though it is a more rare plant, $40 is not a bad price. Asking price, considering these are plants that you will not find typically at a big box store for sure, or even the plant shops out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This one is an Aglaonema tricolor Agmani Anyamanie. This one is for $35, and even though I have one already, I am going to buy that one as well because I do like the look of it. This is a beautiful Aglaonema. Now, Costa Farms Trending Tropicals has just the pink variety, but this one has the white splashes as well. And I remember this plant being super expensive about 2 years ago. Something like this would be over like $150, but this one has some really unique coloration. I like the tricolor coloration. And again, as far as care tips for Aglaonema, you want to make sure that you are providing it with bright indirect light, but if you have to put it in a lower light condition, it will do okay. Water when the soil is 100% completely dry. Aglaonema do not like to stay wet in soil long term because it will easily rot the roots. And as far as that, that's basically it. So like that is a plant that is low maintenance and will give you such beautiful coloration. And this morning, I am just thankful that Lupita was able to get these Aglaonema. Now, I think it is her first time actually sourcing them out. So hopefully, plant foldies, you already know there's a lot of y'all out here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Go ahead and buy yourself an Aglaonema. Let's support Pitas Planters. Tell them that you are a plant foldie, and let's encourage Pita to get more of these rare Aglaonema because she says that there are some more rare varieties she can source, but it really depends on her sales, and I don't blame her. Monstera mint. So if you want a Monstera mint, and I know that my follower Plant Foldy Empty Nest on Instagram, you were looking for this. This one is $165, and you know it's a good starter. Monstera mint. That is another Monstera that is on my wish list. I do have the Monstera White Monster that I was able to get a cutting for from a friend of mine, McGuire. And, you know, as far as these plants, like this Monstera Burley Marks Flame, that is another wish list plant of mine. These are starters for $95. I mean, it's still a little bit pricey, but I just feel like certain things like this, I have to hold off a little bit because of the plant pricing. But I mean, you can see right here, this one is already starting to establish. This one is another Monstera Burley Marks Flame. Now this one is a little bit more pricey. It's not $95. This is $115, but it's also because it's already put out a little bit more growth. But you know, if I had to choose this versus the Aglaonema, I mean, look at that. Those Aglaonema just really have beautiful coloration, and it is one of those insane topics that I feel like, you know, plant lovers just are not talking about Aglaonema. And so if you're going to watch this channel, I'm going to be a little bit more obnoxious about talking about Aglaonema. But as you can see here, that morning light, I don't mind getting my vitamin D just walking around Pitas Planters and just really showcasing her plants. Look at this Amaryllis again. I mean, both Pita and I started talking about these plants that we were obsessed on, and Amaryllis and even the pink poinsettia she was able to source are really plants that we love looking at. And you can see over here, look at this little shelf full of plants. This one is a Hoya carrii inverted variegation. So I love Hoya carrii. Hoyas in general are so forgiving, so easy to care for, and they are pet friendly. So if you have a cat or a dog, you won't have to worry about the toxicity of the plant because they are pet friendly. These are for $32, and we have some more plants right over here. This is a Cryptanthus, and I really love the fact that Cryptanthus looks almost like a bromeliad, and I love that that coloration on it. This also reminds me of a more colorful version of, say, a snake plant or Sansevieria. There's different varieties of them, and those are plants I wouldn't mind adding to my plant collection. But again, you know, it is a topic I discuss in a lot of my plant shopping videos, and that's really how do we grow plants or grow a plant collection without it making it be a cluttered mess. For me, I've become a little bit more curated in the approach of my plants, so that's why for the most part I've just really I really just consider myself more of an Aglaonema collector, with a couple of the exceptions of Syngoniums and Monsteras and some philodendron. But for the most part, the majority of my plant collection moving forward at this current state would be Aglaonemas. I am constantly trying to source and import out Aglaonemas, or I could go to Pitas Planters like this and find some amazing plants like this Aglaonema Red Siam, for instance. I definitely need that. I mean, this is a common uncommon Aglaonema you can find at a big box store. Now these ones are for $16 in a 5-inch planter. That is a good price as well. Aglaonema Spring Snow right here, also I believe for $16 by Pitas Planters. And that is another one that if you want an easy to care for plant, a plant that starts your journey, a beginner plant, a plant for beginners, definitely get these Aglaonema. And then look at this right here, Aglaonema Sparkling Sarah. I need to go back and purchase this because even though I have one already, I wouldn't mind putting it in another semi-hydro substrate called Lechuza Pon or Leca. And at the end of this video, the second part of this video, I will show you how I transfer my plants, my Aglaonema that I'm buying from Pitas Planters in semi-hydro substrates, as well as using one of my favorite plant products, We the Wild Neem Oil Protect Spray. I love it so much. It's going to shine up the leaves and really make it beautiful. And then you can see right here, she's got a lot of propagation stations. All of these plants are in-house propagations. Now, I'm not sure if she sells these cuttings. I'm sure that she would if you ask, but I'm rooting for you. That's very iconic. And what I love about this shop is, and you know, as far as my plant podcast that I'm part of, the Cultivation Corner, this would be one of our like home studio homes. This is where we will film a lot of our episodes because the lighting is amazing and we get free props. Like all of these plants right here, super cute. And again, plant foldies. If you are going to visit the Dallas-Fort Worth area, definitely check out Pitas Planters. Definitely tell them that you are a plant foldie. Say hi to them for me. And wow, just a beautiful morning just looking at all of these plants. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you made it this far into the video and you haven't already, please make sure you are hitting the like button for this video. I would really appreciate it. It is a huge help and I don't have any shame asking for that like because it does help grow this channel and push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. But what a gorgeous looking shop. One of the best plant shops out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I want to just continue to see Pitas Planters grow. Both myself, Janae, Simone, Steven will spend all of our money here. We always find need plants. And, you know, it's because they have all of these gorgeous plants that you can pick from. And even though this space may seem a little bit small for those that are expecting like large nurseries, I'm telling you, every square inch, every corner, you will find a plant that you want to bring home and just add as a part of your collection. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you've actually bought plants from Pitas Planters, what plants you want to see her source out. I'm just glad that she was able to get some more rare and uncommon Aglaonema. That is a need for everybody, not just myself. We need to buy it all. Buy all of the Aglaonema. Let's go ahead and sell it because look at this right here. This corner, I've already picked out the Aglaonema I want. I feel like going here before store open. I like pretty much skip the Black Friday line to get some of these rare and uncommon plants. I mean, look at this Aglaonema Ruby. All of these Aglaonemas, I will be, you know, moving into semi-hydro substrates. Even though they will grow in soil, I just feel like it just gives my my plants a little easier plant care when they are in semi-hydro. And I mean, you can just see right here, all of these gorgeous plants. You have to go to Pitas Planters, and I'm going to show you the process of me converting them to semi-hydro substrate. So you can see that I've already washed out the soil and cleaned out the soil off of the plants till now they are in my sink. And you can see that I am disinfecting and cleaning with neem oil. Even though I already know that these plants are healthy, what I like to do is right after I wash out the soil completely, I like to spray it with my DIY Foldy Mist Spray, which is basically a neem oil spray that I use to clean the plants. What I like to do is I take a conventional spray bottle like this, and then I take 2 tablespoons of cold pressed organic neem oil that you can do an Amazon search and purchase, 2 tablespoons of rubbing alcohol. You can choose between 70% or 90 strength. You can get 2 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide, 1 drop of dishwashing soap. Put it in the spray bottle, fill it up with water, shake, 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 and you've got a you know, a organic looking or just an organic mixture that you use for your plants. I use that. I spray all my plants, the tops of the leaves, the bottoms of the leaves, the undersides of the leaves, the top of the soil substrate if they're still in soil, or in this case after taking them out of soil to move in a soil substrate. I like to wash the roots with it as well and let it sit on there for a good 4 to 5 minutes just to kill any potential pests, any potential eggs that plant pests have, especially if you're moving them in semi-hydro, because you won't always have that opportunity to really clean the roots. Sometimes the roots are the ones that actually harbor the actual plant pests, but that's basically it. I'm just like spraying them down, and you can see how gorgeous this Aglaonema ruby is. For those that don't know how to, convert into semi-hydro, this is so super easy. What you want to do is take the soil substrate out of the plant, literally wash the soil away, try to get all of the soil off, so you don't really want to have any type of soil remains, because that could potentially rot the roots or encourage that kind of rotting. And as far as the semi-hydro, you want to get self-watering planters. Some people will put them in a vase, a bowl, but I like to use self-watering planters so that way I can lift the plant and do actual washes and rinses. So after I clean the plants up and then I actually let the neem oil sit on the plant, I like to wash it away, and I definitely want to wash the roots thoroughly away, so that way that these roots do not have neem oil or alcohol or any of that nature when the plant sits in its substrate. So you want to make sure that you are really washing and rinsing out the roots especially. Now, if you leave the neem oil on the plant, that's fine. That's actually a good thing. It'll give it an extra protection of a layer of protection for a lot of the plant pests that could potentially infect it or bother it. So that's what I do as far as that. So I'm just going to keep showing you this process. I'm just really rinsing them out completely, and I will show you how I pot them up. And now that the plants are completely rinsed and cleaned up, I'm going to go ahead and put them in lechuza pond. So this one right here, I am actually going to pot up in a 5.5-inch self-watering planter that I bought from Amazon. Look at how the roots are. And the thing about it is, whenever you buy Aglaonema from a store, whether it's a big box or a local nursery, as soon as you get them out of the soil substrate, you can see that the roots are very viable. What I like to do is I like to put a little bit of, first of all, you want to make sure that you have a self-watering wick placed in there, kind of pulled up to the middle. You want to get some leca, and then I put some pon. I want to try to stretch my pon out because lechuza pon right now is out of stock at Amazon, and so mixing lechuza pon and leca will stretch out the substrate. I mean, obviously lechuza pon is the better option, but for me, honestly, I could get away with just using leca on all of my Aglaonema, but I want to use pon so I can give them the more premium semi-hydro substrate. Again, this is for my orange Sombat. What a beautiful plant. And you can see right here, I'm trying to shake up the planter to get all of the air bubbles, in between the roots. filled, and that's basically it. That's how you pot up your Aglaonema. That's basically how you would pot up a plant in soil substrate. There's really not a big difference, but I just love the fact that I won't have to worry so much about watering this Aglaonema because there's going to be a water reservoir at the bottom with some nutrients, water for it to suck up. But that's basically it. You can see that I am smacking the side of the pot to really get these the lechuza pon packed in there for the roots. And so that's basically an easy process. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep potting up the plants, and I keep showing you this. I know that I typically do big box or plant shopping videos, but I want to show you some of my plant care and what I do to pot up my plants, to water my plants, all of that, because I feel like a lot of y'all want to see some more of my personal plant collection. I know that you haven't really seen my houseplant collection, and I'm hoping to do a tour someday, but at least you'll know what plants are making it into my plant collection. Like this Aglaonema orange Sombat, I had to definitely buy it. If I had to choose all of the plants I would pick, if I only had to pick one, that would be definitely the one I would pick. Now this Aglaonema ruby, I am going to plant in a 6-inch planter because obviously it is a larger one. And the thing about Aglaonema is you don't want to put them in really, really large pots. This has a really good root system for how big it is. And this one, I'm going to actually use mostly leca because this is just a plant that I feel like I can get mostly leca. So I'm going to finish off this bag right here, and the rest of it will also be potted up in leca with just a little bit of lechuza pon. I'm going to use the lechuza pon as this layer right here. So I'm going to place this down, and then I'm going to put the lechuza pon down right over here. And we can see what that looks like as far as just getting the roots really packed in. So let me know in the comments what you think and what you think about this plant right here. As you can see, if you have any questions about, semi-hydro substrates or just plants in general, especially the Aglaonemas, let me know in the comment section. I love the engagement you guys give me. And if you haven't already hit the like button, please hit the like button for this video as I do this as well. Then you can see right here, I'm taking a little bit more time to make sure that the substrate is really packed in. But with this particular Aglaonema, it is absolutely stunning. And I just love the fact that I got it for $22 at Pitas Planters, and it's a really good price. Now, this one right here is the Aglaonema Tricolor Anyamani. And this one right here is a little bit leggy. So what I do whenever an Aglaonema is a little bit leggy is I like to plant it down further into the pot. So that way it will encourage more growth from the actual legginess. And I'm going to use a lot of the lechuza pon. I just have a little bit left, but I would rather give this one, since it's more of a rare Aglaonema, the best semi-hydro substrate. Not to say that leca isn't, but I mean, lechuza pon, it's just phenomenal. It is such a good substrate, and it looks like I lost a little bit of a root there, but let's go ahead and plant this up further down into the pot. So a lot of the roots are going to be right underneath the planter reservoir, where I can get that water from it. But you can see right here, I'm putting a little bit more leca. Just after I put the lechuza pon, I'm going to put a little bit layer of leca to stretch it out. And then I'm going to put some lechuza pon. Let me know in the comments if you mix leca and lechuza pon for your semi-hydro. Super excited again to get this. And we're just going to pot up this plant. It's super easy and simple. You can see that I'm just smacking the side of the pot. So that way it actually moves the substrate in between the roots, and it really packs it down for the plant. Can see right here, we've got the pink Panama. Love this as well. And even though it doesn't have a lot of roots, I am very confident that this plant is going to establish. The thing about it is, so I am converting these plants right into semi-hydro substrates. The thing about it is, I would expect that maybe it will lose a leaf or two. There is a transition process. Some people say moving some plants into semi-hydro, they will just acclimate and that's it. But to me, realistically, I already know that some of this plant may lose a leaf or two because there are a couple of factors. Number one, whenever you take a plant from a substrate that it's already growing and it established, there's a level of stress that's added to the plant. Whenever the plant is stressed, it's going to lose some leaves. That's just naturally what happens. It's kind of like human beings. Whenever our immune systems are a little bit more compromised, we kind of decline a little bit in health, but we're able to recover. That's the same thing with moving plants into semi-hydro, but I would say long term, it's going to make the plant, at least for me, easy to take care of because I don't have to water it as much. Even though Aglaonemas literally are drought tolerant, or at least more drought tolerant than the typical plant, I just like easy to care for plants because then I am more confident about having, eventually over 100 Aglaonema if I choose to source out that many Aglaonemas, because then I don't have to spend all of my time watering the plant. I can spend more time being mindful and actually looking at the plants and really enjoying their beauty. Now, after you get all of the plants potted up in your semi-hydro substrate, so some people don't always pre-wash the substrates. And honestly, I would not recommend doing it under your sink because the sediment could actually settle into your sink and like clog it up. But as soon as I get it, I'm going to actually wash the sink and use my my garbage disposal to take care of that. But I like to pre-wash and just really wash and water the substrate. So like right now, all I'm doing is really giving it a good soak, giving it about a good 30 seconds to a minute soak on each one to really clean out the substrate. That way, all of that dust and soil doesn't really settle at the bottom of the water reservoir. Not that you would really see that, but I don't know. It's just for me, I feel like just getting the roots really soaked wet will really help. And then also after I do this, I'm going to go to the next step, which is basically watering it with a very diluted nutrient solution. So that's very important, is you want to make sure that your nutrient solution is super diluted. That way you can give it a little bit of a boost. And as far as the nutrient solution I create, I use a gallon of a gallon mixture of Fox Farm, Boomerang, is it boomerang fertilizer. I use like literally a trace amount, and I use Super Thrive. Super Thrive is another like a substance that I like to put into the nutrient solution. It is B vitamin. It really helps with stress, plant stress, and just really recovering them. So whenever you do a repot, I would recommend using this type of nutrient water. And eventually I will mix a nutrient solution for the actual water reservoir, because if you put them in semi-hydro, water alone isn't going to be enough to give them the nutrients they need to really grow big and just become even more beautiful. I mean, all three of these plants that I got, Pitas Planters, these rare Aglaonema, are stunning. That Aglaonema or in Sombat again is just one that I am really happy to get, but all three are amazing. And you can see that I've watered them now, and they are now the final step is to really spray them down with neem oil spray. So I'm actually spraying them with the Plant Foldy Mist spray, just because it is my DIY spray. I do have the We the Wild Protect Neem Oil, which will be the final part of it. I spray my plants liberally with a lot of neem oil because it doesn't really hurt the plant. I will say, if you're going to put neem oil on them, you don't want to put them under a grow light or a lot of light for at least 24 hours for the plant to absorb. But you know absorb, and then you can see right here, this is the final Aglaonema right here that I am gonna go rinse, pre-rinse, and then water with nutrient soil, and then also spray down with neem oil. And then I will do the final step, which is actually use the We the Wild Protect Neem Oil Spray. You can buy it from wethewild.com, and you can get their products. Their products are amazing. The plant products, I would highly recommend. They're organic, and they are they were a small business, and they are growing at a substantial rate because of the quality of products that they have. And then you can see over here, nutrients water for this beautiful Aglaonema ruby. And then you can see right here, Aglaonema or in Sombat. So this is actually right after they've been sprayed down with the Foldy Mist Neem Oil Spray. What a gorgeous looking Aglaonema. And then we also have an Aglaonema Pink Panama. Love this as well. Gorgeous pink Aglaonema. I love it a lot. It's one that I would recommend buying at Pitas Planters. Aglaonema Ruby. This was only for $22 in a 6-inch planters. It's now in a semi-hydro substrate. And then Aglaonema Tricolor Anyamanie. Beautiful Aglaonema as well. And all four of them are in semi-hydro. Super excited. It wasn't really a stressful process to get them converted. And you can see right here, they also now have nutrient water in their water reservoir with the wick, so it's going to water them. I'm hoping that they will transition well, and I'm hoping to get even more Aglaonema. So that's something you will see a lot of. That is something plant foldies you will see in this channel, is whenever I do like unboxing videos from imports that I get from Indonesia, or if I go big box or plant shopping and get Aglaonema, know that they're going to go into semi-hydro. I am really converting a lot of my plants to semi-hydro substrates because they're just a lot easier. I mean, you can just see right here, look at how gorgeous this is. And I'm just going to spend some time showing you this, and then I'm going to show you the final product, where I also show you the 4 other Aglaonema that I sourced out and I put into semi-hydro from Amazon. Like, can you believe that Amazon has live plants that you can buy, and Amazon actually has plants at a really affordable price? So that's something I'm going to show you at the very end. Now, as far as the plant care tips, again, for Aglaonema, what I would recommend is honestly giving them bright indirect light if you can. You can put them in lower light conditions, and if they're in a soil substrate, please do not water them frequently. Only water them when the soil is completely dry, and you will have amazing foliage like this. Look at how gorgeous the pink stems are as well. And this one right here, this Aglaonema Ruby, is mostly in leca. So plant foldies, as far as what you've seen in the video today, what do you think about the Aglaonema I chose? Would you buy the these Aglaonema, and if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, have you gone to Pitas Planters and bought up the rare Aglaonema? Leave that in the comments. And if you made it this far into the video, please make sure you are hitting the like button. Like I said again, if you really want to support me, if you love my videos, if you want to see me continue to do daily plant shopping videos, please make sure you are hitting the like button. Leave as many comments as possible. I will definitely respond to each and every single one of your comments. That is something that brings me a lot of joy. And even though the holiday season for me has been very stressful, one thing that has been consistent, and that is the joy all of the plant foldies, our plant community on this Grow Folds YouTube channel has given me. So I do appreciate that. And then I'm going to go ahead and pan out one more time and show you the results of using We the Wild Protect Neem Oil Spray. So what I did is I actually sprayed it with that. It has a beautiful look about it, and then you can see that is it right here. I would recommend everybody watching this video to buy this. It is organic, it kills pests, it prevents pests from making it, and it makes your leaves super shiny. I also got the microfiber gloves to clean it. So what I did is I sprayed the tops of the leaves, the bottoms of the leaves, and then I used my hands to rub that neem oil spray in. And you can just see that these plants now are super shiny, super gorgeous. And that's what I'm talking about, a more curated plant collection, when you actually take the time to manicure the plant, you know, clean the plants up, style the plants, put them in the planters you want, and also display them in a certain section in your home. But that We the Wild Neem Oil Protect Spray, you definitely want to purchase that. It is one I would recommend. And you can see right here all of my Aglaonema, they're absolutely stunning, and I find it insane, I find it crazy that we're not going over and buying every single one. Look at that leaf right there, that really dark red tone on that Aglaonema ruby is stunning. And you know, for me, even if I may be the only person, you guys might be watching my videos and just being really polite to just entertain Aglaonema. But even if I'm the only one who loves Aglaonema, I don't mind sharing my love and passion for it. You know, when it comes down to it, plants should bring you joy. We should not follow the trends of plants. And if this means that these plants are a little bit more underrated, underappreciated, but if they can bring me joy and maybe bring you joy, I would recommend getting Aglaonemas, especially when you use that leaf shine protect neem oil spray. I mean, look at this. This is an Amazon Aglaonema I bought, Aglaonema Pictum Tricolor. I got a 4-pack only for $44.97. This is an Aglaonema Super White, for instance. They all came in 5-inch planters, and they are in leca. So I chose the more common Aglaonemas to be in leca since I ran out of Lechuza Pond. If anybody has Lechuza Pond they want to donate to me, or you can source out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, send me a direct message on Instagram. I would love it. And then you can see right here, this is an Aglaonema Pink Valentine. Love my pink plants, love my Aglaonemas, and I'm hoping that for those that have stayed all the way through this video to watch it to the very end, I really appreciate it. I'm really trying to show you more than just me doing point and shoot and commentary of big box stores. Hopefully you like the plant care tips content and just showing you what I do with my personal plants. I mean, you can see right here, I have really enjoyed being able to get these plants and then manicuring them with the We the Wild Protect Neem Oil Spray. I love it a lot. I would love to get more of that available for you. But as far as my Aglaonema, you can't tell me that these plants are not gorgeous. I know that Janae Simone and Stephen of I Lift Plants would really agree with me. And again, if you haven't watched our Cultivation Corner Plant podcast, definitely check that out. And then next week's second episode will be on Janae Simone's YouTube channel, so be sure to go to hers. And then the third episode will go to Stephen of I Lift Plants. But as you can see here, what gorgeous Aglaonema, and I got them for really good prices. And that's the thing about buying plants, is they always have to be, you know, the price has to be right. The price has to be cost effective. And if it's not cost effective, it definitely has to bring you a lot of joy for you to shell out that type of money. Again, plant foldies, please hit the like button, hit the like button for this video. I really enjoyed showing you this video today. And then also subscribe to my YouTube channel at Grow Folds with all, and I mean all, the notification bell on. I'll see you on the next one.